into this game, I knew we live. We live. What's
We
good?
live.
Hey,
What's good? What's good?
What you get mad?
I'm feeling blessed.
Hey y'all, what's tea? I'm a little under the weather, so please don't pick at me and what I look like today. Okay, thank you.
We sleepy and drunk, baby. We about to get started.
I really got to get me a shot.
Yes, sister.
Oh man.
Yes, sister. All right, I got a song for y'all on the intermission. Give me 2 minutes because I need y'all to throw some ass while you getting your shot. Okay, give me 1 moment. We having some technical difficulties.
Are we?
I
can get my remote, but once again, I don't have on any bottoms, so I'll be right back.
What's good, y'all? What's good, everybody? I know that's right, yo. Get your reparations any way you can.
I know them beignets gonna be real good.
That's hilarious.
Them beignets.
Angel told Haley to shoot the basketball.
Not I can't sleep. I'm gonna sleep good.
Baby, these when them get I ain't got no job. I'll be up till 5 o'clock in the morning. I'll rewatch the game.
I'm trying to be on my workout kick, and so Fridays
for the girls that didn't know.
So yes, Dolores, show the people the new
Hey,
yes.
Keep the top off the maybe.
Can we get the dance now? Do I need to play the music now?
Yes. Are you
okay?
ready?
Hold up. Let me get.
All right, y'all gotta put some ass when I play this.
Oh, brother, here we go.
Okay, Spotify. Beggar. Oh, you playing your own music?
You damn skippy.
Okay.
One girl try to take over your trap.
Ha!
One girl try to take over your trap.
Ha!
One girl try to take over your trap.
Fuck it up. Fuck it up. Fuck it up. Fuck it up.
Hey, Don Staley need to be on the short list for Coach of the Year.
The short list for one coach.
Very short. The only one.
The only one.
She would be on a one-person list.
Just had to let the bitches know. It was too small until you got that ass sat down.
SEC Coach of the Year is in the book. She done wrapped up SEC Coach of the Year.
She done wrapped up National Player of the Year to me. I'm not player, but Coach of the Year. Like I can't unless like South Carolina has a free fall and they just start losing every single game. I just can't see a world where she doesn't win Coach of the Year. And this year it won't be because she's the number one team in the nation, because I know how they like to be. Number one team always get Coach of the Year, and that's not fair. Like, that would not be the case at all this season.
Let's call them out. She lost who? Aaliyah, Zaya, LA, Sachs, Fletcher, Bree. I'm missing somebody. And Daddy O. She lost 7 players.
Daddy O!
They missed the fucking beat, baby. Listen, and I know y'all might not like this. Some of y'all out there. Goddamn Bree Hall on one of them all SEC teams.
Oh,
baby,
absolutely.
You don't win most improved player. I'm going to go to the board myself.
Is there?
I think there's one in the SEC.
There is, right?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
And I think Lowe's been talking about this a lot and how she wants conferences to have a newcomer of the year.
Yeah.
Like, I really do think they need.
Because I only remember
Big
12 has one.
Prevail again.
Huh?
Mulkey said it's not about who's going to get out coach. It's going to be about whose players come out and who. Well, it looks like if she would have used them X's and O's, baby girl wouldn't have been sat on that sideline for the last 5 minutes of the game.
All right. So where are we going to start? Do we want to take this like quarter by quarter?
You remember time out. One thing. Hold on. You remember in the chat, I said I felt like Angel, she'll come out too hype and she'll ruin it. And that's
you said that. You did.
She started blocking Cardoso's shot and she started feeling herself, which she should, because she was eating her up. I'm gonna give her that. She was eating her up, but she got too into it. She's one of them type of players that what she has to get better at is controlling her not too high with a high, not too low with the low. And if she let it take her out too far and she started doing too much, because that last foul was just stupid. So that's her next step, because she really slick cost her team the game. I mean, so yeah.
Composure is a big thing for South Carolina.
And I think the thing that stuck out to me was the moment was almost too big for LSU, not South Carolina. And for a team and people that have spent all of today doing the whole, we're the show, we're the draw, people come to see us, we're the top, Angel fouled out. Angel was overly emotional. Michaela couldn't find a bucket. Anissa was the only player on the floor that was composed.
But do you feel like they went away from 4 a little bit? Because I feel like she was invisible the second half.
I don't think
that's normal for them.
I don't think you can go to 4 because 4's assignment was lockdown power. Like, I don't think they were trying to ask her to score as much.
I'm saying when Angel went out, I thought they would have ran a little bit more through her.
They had no confidence.
Well,
you don't give me the ball all game. Yeah, I'm only scoring in system, and then you want me to be Angel when Angel gets out the game.
Yeah,
baby, all they're gonna do is pass the ball to the post.
And I don't think they really needed to go to her with how well Anissa was playing. I think they probably should have played a little bit more through Anissa throughout the game. I know we said we're going to go quarter by quarter, but in that fourth quarter, I just think Ashlyn, like once Ashlyn settled in, she did a really good job of making things so tough on Anissa, which is like good for South Carolina to know for the future. Because once
go ahead.
Yeah, like once she settled down, her defense was like, it was like, you ain't going nowhere. You're not getting past me. I'm quick enough to kind of get in your area and block your shot. So it was perfect in the end.
Yeah, agreed.
Do we think maybe that's why Coach left Ashlyn on the bench a little bit longer to save her for the 4th?
It could have been that, but it also could have been because other players were playing well. Like there were people who were simply just hooping today that play in her position. Like Chloe was hooping. I thought Fagan gave great minutes for South Carolina. Like Fagan,
I think once the offense got into a rhythm, she needed to put Ashlyn in. Mm-hmm. We needed Chloe to play all her minutes in the first half. Like Chloe scored the majority of our points in the first and second quarter or participated in them. Once that third quarter got in and we got the lead down to 4, we settled in. Don was like, okay, now I can go to my defensive big and put her in and trust that. And that's the one big that could switch out 4 and 5. Yeah. So when Angel drew the mismatch or when Anissa drew the mismatch, there wasn't a big difference in what you get in terms of their willingness to attack the other player.
Absolutely,
I thought, to be honest, Camilla didn't play her best, but I thought all of our other bigs played great games.
Check the chat because Zaya popping her shit.
I saw a comment in here, and someone said that Dawn started off her presser by saying shout out to Aaliyah Boston. She said something to Breezy during the timeout that really relaxed her and settled her down. So I don't know when that moment happened. Guessing sometime in between the third and fourth quarter, but shout out to Breezy.
I feel like Chloe, hey, we got something to look forward to. Chloe's a goddamn dog. And she's a white girl, so I don't know if it's athletic, but some of the moves she was doing, them moves was a little athletic. So
they were good.
We got something to look forward to.
She's standing straight up, getting stronger. My dog is not falling no more, and that's huge for her. Like Chloe's gonna be one of them ones.
And another thing, I'm starting to take.
And another thing,
because the other day I saw a UConn fan say, "What Dawn's doing a lot with a lot," and now a UConn fan is in my mentions saying, yes, they're undefeated, but look at the talent." Gino has won Coach of the Year so many times when he said talent out the ass. So don't do that. He's won. This team is exceeding expectations. They lost so many girls, and they completely rearranged the offense. Dawn just coached their ass off. Don't do that.
But y'all told me this was the year of AZ Page and the white women. So why is the story changing?
I don't like that. Like, don't
if
try to.
South Carolina had all this talent, which they do have a lot of talent, but if that was the case, why do they start preseason at?
But 6? They didn't believe in the talent. You don't get to piss my face and tell me.
Here comes
Zaya
live.
clear, y'all. Zaya clear.
I got a lot of women basketball. What I told you,
Them teeth big as hell, but I love them.
the big business, not the little business. Y'all thought it was no cavities.
It's so weird.
No cavities. Cause why? It ain't sweet.
Not it ain't sweet. I'm screaming.
We come for the night.
Like it's so annoying. It just feels like the goalpost always moves.
Yeah, for her.
Especially for Dawn. It just seems like it always moves. But like you said, don't piss in my face and tell me it's raining. Like when we started the season, no one was thinking about South Carolina as a possible national champion. Like they weren't in the conversations of teams that can win a natty. It was LSU, UConn, UCLA, Utah ass was up there pretty high. Who else was ahead? I think those were like the four main ones that people were talking about. Stanford even sometimes, but like there wasn't nobody believing in South Carolina. So don't sit here and say she got all this talent, because at the time y'all didn't know what the talent would look like. And honestly, Dawn be saying she didn't know they'd be this good. But it takes a great coach to pull all that talent out of the players that she have. Because y'all didn't think Pow was a good transfer. People told me Pow could not be a pick and roll. Like she was a pick and roll guard. She wouldn't excel in Dawn's offense. And here she comes. And now Pow is getting looked to be in the WNBA, defending her ass off.
Yeah, it was. Let's go to breaking down the game. So starting from the first quarter.
Wait, you were supposed to say the board.
What?
The board.
Let's check the board. It's really very simple. Let's check the board. Okay, so we're gonna go from the top. Starting off the game. What did y'all see? What did y'all think? What did y'all like? What did y'all not like?
LSU came out hot. They, with the crowd behind them, they knocked down some threes. They were aggressively rebounding the ball. Like second chance buckets it was a bunch of them. Anissa was hooping out of her mind. Like Anissa was jabbing and like she was hooping. It was a really good first quarter for LSU. Really, really good. South Carolina, out of control a little bit. And not like a quick out of control, but their offense was very... I don't know what the game plan was, but I know that wasn't it. It was very one-on-one. And South Carolina shares the ball a lot, and LSU forced South Carolina to be a one-on-one. And it was not working.
In their defense, we're on the road, hostile environment. Everybody's looking forward to this game. This is the first, in my opinion, real road game where it actually had a lot of implications and things on the line. I kind of expected that. Now, maybe not as long as it went, but I expected the start that we got from them. I really did. And I think it showed like they can bounce back. Like it took a lot. They had to dig deep, but I'm okay with how the first half went. And then the way they came back. And by no means a perfect game, a good game, but we got the win. So we look.
Yeah.
Saban said you can learn from a loss just as much you can learn from a win. Or a win from a loss, whatever.
Note to the first quarter, though, I think to Rob's point and Yana's point, I think you had to expect that opening get punched in the mouth.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
LSU's at home. They've got the crowd behind them. There's noise in the building. And as much as we try to stay composed, like the refs let them play. Like we were on the live talking about foul for minutes because typically in any other game, that's a foul. But in this game, it's the biggest game of the year. Is Zaya still going off low?
No, this Dawn said in her post game, somebody asked about the crowd and how they weren't very nice to her. Dawn said, yes, they were. They were calling me boo.
I'm screaming, bro. Somebody tweeted. I need a video.
I know. I'm gonna sing out the thing.
Speaking of the fouls, Dolores, was any team ever in a bonus throughout the entire game?
There wasn't a quarter where any team, like at halftime, I think each team had a grand total of 6 or 7 total fouls, and you need 5.
It was pretty. They weren't calling much of
it. It was very much let them play type of game, and for me, I like that type of game And that's why I made the tweet about, I know this is jumping ahead, about I don't believe Angel was I don't believe the refs were targeting Angel and trying to.
Oh no!
Because if you looked at the way the game was called, there was a lot of other like fouls that weren't called. So the fouls that they did call, I felt like were genuine because of where it was in the game. Nonetheless, they let the girls play, which I think ended up hurting South Carolina to start because LSU was like, we about to punch you in the mouth. They led the old board battle by double digits, almost in the first quarter. So
it was 10-3, I think. 10-3.
When you go to the second quarter, well, at the end of the first quarter, Dawn puts her second rotation in, Malaysia, Ashland. They immediately lose all momentum. Because when Chloe and Camilla were in the game, it was it was still pretty close. As soon as she went to the bench, it was a double-digit lead for LSU. And I think South Carolina spent the rest of the first half playing catch-up. And so now we'll jump to the second quarter. Thoughts?
Did y'all see Ply's latest tweet?
Let me find it.
We won tonight, but LSU bullied us for 3.5 quarters. We played like suburban kids, and they played like they was trying to feed their family. Hall, Pow, and Kit saved us tonight. We got to go take it and stop waiting on it to happen. Let's go. Kick in the dough. Now, how they playing like they feeding families?
You're right.
I mean, I get it.
Listen,
It's like,
the way they were rebounding, he might be on to something.
Well, Missouri is in a dogfight with A&M. A&M up
But
there.
crazy enough, I do want to point this out before we go into the second quarter because we talked about rebounding. Offensive rebounds by the end of the game, even 13-13. LSU had 10 at the halftime, and they only got 3 in the second half. And South Carolina finished the game out rebounding them by, 2.
I know a lot of people are saying some of the foul calls are BS.
I disagree.
Y'all listen to me on the playback. I am a homer. Like, I graduated from the University of South Carolina. I watched the entire game. I don't see where some of the foul calls were BS is coming from. Like, I personally don't. So if you're in the chat and saw the game and think something different, please say that.
Yeah, I didn't see it either. I agree.
I think it was they missed a good bit. They missed a good bit of fouls that they probably could have called, but they missed it on both sides.
Yeah,
so it didn't really bother me because it's like it was even. Yeah. And then like the crazy ones they called, like Angel dragging Camilla to the ground. They called it.
Michaela displacing
last one. That Angel when Angel raked Raven across the arm, like you gotta call that.
That Raven and one was bad.
The Raven.
Oh, the one with Haley Van Lith when Haley went up on Raven and
right. That helped LSU.
Yeah,
I think they're saying that the foul calls helped South Carolina.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see. I don't think I saw anything.
Yeah, like I can agree to both ends, but I'm fine with that in this type of matchup because you don't want to see both teams at the free throw line for 40 minutes. Like,
and they weren't beating them bitches either.
That would have, and they didn't shoot the free throws well either. Yeah. So the refs probably been like, "Fuck it, why even call it? They go miss anyway. Shit, let's just keep it moving." Like they weren't really shooting free throws well. So,
well, yeah, came out and kind of did her thing too. Raven, she said Raven was good. I think at first. She was a little timid at first, but I think she kind of like snapped out of it quick. She held it down for sure. And Malaysia, man.
The moment is never too big.
That's what she likes. She's gonna do better in her moments.
But I talked about this on playback. I loved the growth from her.
Yeah.
Right? Like UNC game, same thing happened. Malaysia came in the game, made a bad shot, and then missed like 2 defensive assignments that led to the other team getting 2 big threes or 2 big shots, and Dawn sat her down. She didn't come back in the game. But this game, Dawn trusted her in hopes that she learned from the previous one and brought her back in, and it paid dividends for them in that second quarter. And so shout out to Malaysia for just like learning from that moment, and Dawn for trusting that she learned from that moment to put her back in and for her to do what she did.
But I think you know who was the top rebounder in the entire game?
What you said, Pete?
Raven.
You said what?
Raven was the top rebounder for South Carolina. 9 rebounds.
Raven, literally the light switched. As soon as Don cursed her out on the sideline, I don't know what y'all was doing. I don't know what I was doing, but I was talking shit about me this summer. So I'm about to lock in. She got to the mid range. She got to her spot. She facilitated, like when South Carolina got within 5 points at halftime, that was all of the strength of her.
When you could see at the very end on that Malaysia buzzer beater, Pow was open on that left side.
Yes.
But she came and she saw knew. And it's not like she looked her off, but she was like, nah, I'm gonna have to go with Lay.
She needs the ball. She needs the ball.
And I like that. She made that decision. Like Raven, I just hate that we get so caught up on these point guards with these gaudy numbers as opposed to these point guards who really get it done.
And Raven really need to facilitate. Yeah, for sure.
Point guards that take their defensive assignment just as important as they take their offensive responsibility. Because to play point guard for Dawn Staley means that you don't always get the personal recognition and accolades for the first 3 years. Like Ty didn't have body stats her senior year. Like her stats blew nobody out the water, but she was in contention for National Player of the Year in Naismith because of what she did for the team as a whole. And I think that's what we'll see Raven by her senior year. It's like she might not have 15 and 10 type numbers as a point guard, but she'll give you a smooth 14 and 6 or 14 and 7. And you're going to look at that and be like, that's a real impactful 14 and 7 because she does everything right. Or if she doesn't do it right, she knows what to do. And like her knowing time and score, her knowing who to get the ball to was so imperative. And even though Camilla didn't make a lot of her shots, she got Camilla the ball in the right position all game. She was never too far off the block. She was always on the right side so she can go to her right hand. Like it was very like Raven really played a good ass game.
It's the floor general. Somebody said it in here. She's a true floor general. Like for real. Raven knows who to get the ball to, when to get it to him. She was a steady presence for South Carolina today. So
yeah, I'm so sorry. I don't want to see nothing out of another South Carolina fan say nothing about Angel and her post move. Save it.
Go and talk about it.
Save it because we can't. And I hate to keep going back to this because we cannot talk about Angel and to get sensitive when we talk about Camilla because Camilla's travel when Angel ADR was on her, throwing late shots over the basket. I think she did better in her energy. I feel like she wanted to be there, so that's a plus. But we can't do that. Like, if we're going to talk hoops, we got to talk hoops. Angel was eating Camilla up for breakfast and dinner.
And the crazy thing is I think we speak, like, when I'm critical of Camilla, I'm speaking to what I think she can do or has the potential to do. I see people get on the app and tweet, like, what they think we're saying about Angel, and I think it's two arguments. Yeah. If I'm critical of Angel, it's because I'm giving her the same critique I'm giving.
Yeah, now she do need moves. I'm not okay. Yeah, both of them do.
But you don't.
I'm not saying they don't.
Right, but you don't get to, and I'm not saying you. I'm talking about them.
Yeah.
People don't get to go at Angel and say she's not ready for the league. She wasn't in the gym this summer. Da 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 da. She's too much on social. And then when I see them in the head-to-head, Camilla shies away. Like I can't. And I think Camilla, for me personally, I thought Camilla was solid. Could she have been better? Yes. Could she have been more of an X factor? Yes. But I personally think Angel took her matchup personally. Did she get a lot of buckets on Camilla? No. But I think she played better overall.
Yeah, and I agree. Like I said, I think her energy was better. I could tell she was locked in. She wanted to be there. Now, she did not show us the Camilla of old that she was showing us like 5 games ago. No. Camilla was locked in for sure. But I'm just saying in general, when we had those conversations, like, let's just have it. It's not a hate. And both they ass need post moves. Let us talk about both.
Yeah.
Right. Let me talk about everybody.
But yeah, I think Camilla post moves are what they are at this moment. Can they get better? Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I'm happy she attempted them because at the beginning of the season, she wasn't even attempting them. So, hey. But they both definitely can work on their post play. I saw a comment in here that said Camilla was a non-factor. I will say
No, that's not true.
I was just about to say I will get her presence made a difference in a lot of those positions. I'm not gonna say non-existent.
She let's not forget Anissa got off in the first.
Yeah.
Angel did not. Angel did not get off until Camilla went to the bench. And even when Camilla came back on the court, it was like, I'm block your shot, then I'm block yours twice, and then I'm block yours, and then I'm block yours twice.
Yeah, they were just blocking each other's shit.
This lady just said
twice.
This lady just said Kim Mulkey is saying that that team has been in these situations. My team hasn't.
That is,
but no. You know what? She's correct because she scheduled Trinity Mass Choir School of the Catholic.
Now leave John P. Key out of it.
We played North Carolina. We played Duke. We played Utah. So we have had to grind out some wins. That's why we have always said your non-con matters. So thank you for proving our point, MAGA Mulkey. Thank you.
Please. Yes.
I'll get to that comment when we log off of this.
She knows how to play the game. Like when she gets in the press conferences, she knows exactly what to say. That lady said, "We're the underdogs." Her fans been on Twitter all day saying, "Y'all don't know what underdog means. Are you dumb?" Because my college library has running water, the walls are not falling down, and our computers work. I can go to Thomas Cooper Library currently. You cannot go to your university's library. I can read a book at my library. You cannot. Okay. So when she says y'all are underdogs, please don't get on the app and say y'all don't know what underdogs mean. Okay. Because y'all, LSU's not an underdog.
They're not. I'd rather this game just be a game against two great teams just going head to head. Like I literally tweeted about that underdog thing because I knew if LSU lost this game, the conversation would be no one expected us to win anyways. Like we weren't supposed to win. And if they won, it was going to be this story of triumph and how they started the season rough and this could be the turning point for them. And they beat the big bad South Carolina. And I didn't want that because you don't get to puff your chest up all off season and say we finna have a free smoke tour. We coming after everybody. The SEC runs through Kim Mulkey now. Dawn wanted Haley Van Lith and couldn't get her. Dawn wanted Anissa Morrow and couldn't get her. Dawn wanted Angel and couldn't get her. Dawn wanted ADR and couldn't get her. Everybody
tweeted that. Remember that man tweeted that. Dawn. Oh, one moment. I'm going to
everybody like
give me a moment.
You can't do that and be like the tides are turning because don't nobody like people want Kim over Dawn and then just because, and I saw a tweet from somebody and they
read that tweet for me, please. Read that tweet.
Someone please check in on Dawn Taylor in South Carolina. Hey, coach, if we send you an LSU jersey, will you wear it during one of our games?
Let me see what that tweet say now. The Colada show. How the hell?
Post.
Like you don't get to puff your chest up and then run and hide. Like no. You don't get to do that.
I need to revisit Jason Whitlock. I'll be back. Give me a moment. Give me a moment.
LSU women are loading up to beat South Carolina, not Iowa. LSU did. Okay, bingo.
That's one moment.
Can you send me the other one?
But I think like Kim Mulkey has the same media tactics as Donald Trump. Like, and what I mean when I say that is that I can say extreme shit, but I also got to protect myself too. So I got to tell y'all, my team has never been here. We're young. I've beaten South Carolina because I can't tell. Like, I'm a bad bitch. My team not bad bitches, but I'm a bad bitch. My team has never beaten South Carolina, so this is a big win for them. Me and Bob, we done did our big one. We done beat South Carolina. That's not nothing to me. But my team, we got to do it. So I got to tell y'all that we're underdogs. Mm-hmm. When we just brought in the #1 transfer class, the #1 recruiting class, and we're the reigning national championships. But because we've never beaten South Carolina, I can't say that we come up but I've also said that we are the draw. We are the show. People, we sell tickets. We put butts in the seats. When we go somewhere, people come to see us. I got to say all of that, but I still got to protect myself. So when we lose the game, I got to come and say, oh, well, we've never been in this position. But then when I ask you about your schedule, you got to say, well, I schedule how I schedule. I didn't know what type of team I had. Mm-hmm. There's always an answer or an excuse for everything she does so that nothing gets brought back to her. The real gag would be if people held her to the fire and said, well, actually, Ken, you are the reigning national champion. Mm-hmm. You made the schedule. You have Angel Reese on your team. You brought in 2 solid transfers. So, like, all of this is just media spin. Everything she does is thought through.
Yeah, they know underdogs. Shout out to South Carolina though. They did what needed to be done. Shout out to Anissa. Anissa hooped.
Dana, please be quiet.
She's a hooper. I think LSU needs to play through Anissa more, to be honest. Like, I know it's Angel's team, but I think they're going to have to find some balance in it possibly shifting towards, like, Anissa's team offensively, at least, because Anissa just has more in her bag. And we saw that today.
But I think you can only play through Anissa with Angel on the floor. And vice versa. Like,
well, they always gonna be on the floor. They ain't got nobody.
That's my point. Like, losing Samaya Smith, I think is her last name, losing her Angel more than anybody on the court. Because Anissa plays well with Angel at the 5. Mm-hmm. Angel does not, because Angel doesn't like going up against your Camillas, your traditional 5s. So for the team, I don't know how they look against other top teams. Because let's put them up against a UCLA, right? Angel's matchup is going to be Lauren Betts.
But we knew that, right? We talked about that when the season started. We said, like, yes, they went and got Anissa. Yes, they went and got Haley Van Lith, but they didn't get the pieces that they needed to fill the holes that was lost. They didn't go get a true point guard. They didn't go get a true post. They just got big names. And in this game, it kind of showed. Like, at some point, you're going to come across teams that got true bigs, and somebody got to play. Somebody got to play them.
A question in the chat was, do you think the outcome would have been different if Angel didn't foul out? I don't, personally, I don't think that I think, yes, that did shift the momentum and the result of the game. But I don't think that, what I'm trying to say is that the refs aren't the problem in the connotation of that statement.
Yeah.
Like, she genuinely fouled out. Like, if they didn't call the fouls, of course the outcome would be different. Because fouls were not called. You get what I'm saying? Like,
fouls are part of the game.
Right.
I think South Carolina was trending in the direction of taking over that game before Angel fouled out. Like, when Angel went to the bench because she had 4, South Carolina started taking over, and then when she came back in, it started to be a little bit more back and forth. But I think South Carolina was like trending in that direction of taking over. So I don't know if LSU wins if Angel's still in the game, but it still probably would have been a lot of back and forth.
One thing to say.
We can't see that.
I can't see that.
Oh, I guess we'll never know.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I think we need refills.
I'm ready.
What?
Let me keep. LSU would have got y'all. The thing is that that's fine. Like, I don't disagree. Like, I think LSU was playing well with Angel, but I think, like, I can't point to fouls as the reason LSU lost, because if the refs don't call the foul, then Don has to get on the thing and say what's going on. Like, at the end of the day, like, if South Carolina was fouling Angel all game and Camilla got fouled out, y'all would want the same, and it was fouls, y'all would want the same treatment. So for me, looking at the game, I thought the fouls were genuine. Like, she pulled Camilla's shirt down, that's a foul. She slapped Raven on the arm, that's a foul. Like, you can literally go to each foul and say it's a foul. Like, and at the end of the day, like, as much as y'all are saying, like, the result will be different, all of this can be fixed if Kim doesn't schedule weak ass opponents. Like, and if you don't use all your timeouts. Like,
yeah, I don't know what was. I know the one timeout
was when Angel caught that cramp and Kim caught that timeout on the fly, and then she came in and immediately got the foul. Like, that's where she lost the game.
I mean,
her presence on the floor shifted the game, but let's also look at the game. South Carolina was closing the gap with her in the game. It wasn't like because let's remember, Angel was on the floor the first half. She only had 1 foul in the first half. Angel picked up all of her fouls third quarter to fourth quarter, and she picked them up within a quarter and a half time span.
She also was tired, so a lot of those were, fatigue.
And just to talk about, like, speaking of fatigue and how you can tell it was fatigue, LSU had 24 points.
The last two fouls, Tia, like, did you see? I mean, the replay clearly showed her pulling Camilla down.
Yeah.
Them girls
could have been intentional.
When they started going like that while she was running, it was tied in the first half.
Here's how the game progressed for them offensively. 24 points, 17 in the second quarter, 15 in the third quarter, 14 in the fourth quarter.
One moment.
Like,
South Carolina's rebounding in the second half was different. We didn't do our quarter breakdown, but at halftime, I think the breakdown for offensive rebounds was like
10-3.
10-3.
Mm-hmm.
LSU got one offensive rebound in the third quarter.
Mm-hmm.
That's the game.
They got 3 the whole second half, and South Carolina evened it out and finished the game tied offensive rebounds, 13-13.
Yes, Esther. But again, a player like, okay, so you're saying with Angel on the floor, it was back and forth. Let me flip that for you. South Carolina played all 4 of their bigs, Camilla, Chloe, Sanaya, and Ashlyn. LSU played 3 of their bigs. The big that you saying pivoted the game is a top 10 recruit. So either you don't believe in the development that the coach has of that player, because South Carolina had 2 bigs in foul trouble at halftime. Ashlyn did not play in the entire game until the fourth quarter because of her fouls. So it can't, like, that's the coaching thing. If I know my bench is short, if I know I don't have a deep roster, I've got to play them. And I can't just play them in the South Carolina matchup, because then you're going to get exposed.
And I guess for me, the reason why I'm not completely convinced that, like, if Angel doesn't get in foul trouble, or not foul trouble, if she doesn't foul out, LSU wins or something like that. The change for me is, like, how the game was going when she was in the game. South Carolina guards were starting to gain rebound, and that's how Angel gets a lot of her points from second chance buckets. And you saw Breezy, Raven, Pow going in there, rebounding and taking that away. And Angel struggled to score over Camilla, who was in the game. So I don't think Angel really scored too much in the fourth quarter. If I remember correctly, she might have only scored like maybe 2 points. So I don't know if scoring wise, she maybe would have been a difference maker. And offensively, it wasn't like Camilla was getting her rocks off or something like that in the fourth quarter. It was Breezy. Like, Angel ain't going to be out there guarding Breezy to stop her from shooting a 3, or she wasn't going to be out there, helping guard Raven or something like that. So I have a hard time saying that if she stays in the game, they just immediately win. I don't know what happens, but I don't think it's as simple as saying Angel stays in, they win.
As a coach in that position, I don't think my team doesn't have depth is an excuse you can use. Okay?
Nope. And also, let's call this out too. In a presser a few weeks ago, somebody asked Mulkey, "Are you worried?" Oh, do you see how many players did she play? 6. Okay, we're fine. Her exact comment. So keep that same energy. Keep the same things that we have been talking about in terms of scheduling, depth, fatigue, conditioning. All of that has shown up tonight when you need it the most. Fuck all that other shit. I don't want to hear it.
And to that point, she won the title last year off of depth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, she didn't play them all year, but Jasmine Carson wasn't getting major minutes. Like, the players that showed up for her were because of deep depth. Follow-up point. Shit, I mean, you're the recruiter. You spent all this summer trying to play dirty ball to get Joyce and others, and your assistant coaches on Twitter being shady about pulling Anissa away from other programs and tweeting funny stuff. Now it's time for the head-to-head. Now the real gag would be if Don put that score up next time y'all battling for a recruit. Like, you don't get to be the bully and talk shit and then can't put up. Because you said it live. Because, baby, If I was the marketing manager, what came up? We haven't beaten in 14 years. Baby, that's going right up on the board.
That'll be my recap video in the morning. You'll see it.
What?
Let's check the board.
Oh, Flau'jae definitely ate down. Her defense on power.
Oh yeah, she was
down.
I think she tired out in the end, but she had Pow uncomfortable the entire game. Uncomfortable. Pow couldn't figure anything out.
But that's why you have to have more than one star on your team because you can't stop everybody. What's that? One moment.
We're gonna check the board.
Kimmy played 7 players pretty much until the very last. Once again, are you at this point in the season?
Not worried about it. How many did she play?
Ooh.
7.
Yeah. No,
it
actually,
it is what it is, Scott. People are worried about depth. Look.
Tastes good to me.
Oh, we taking a shot?
Sounds good to me.
I was talking about the clip, but we can take a shot. I'm ready if you're ready. You know, I'm always down.
Yeah, I feel like this liquor done cleared up my damn
shot of water.
Flau'jae played great. I think she did what she could offensively because they don't run anything through her. So I wasn't really expecting much offensive wise. But defensively, she hooped.
I don't know why they were trying to make Breezy the test dummy on defense. Breezy had Michaela in hell.
Okay.
Kept going to it. Breezy was like, fuck you mean?
Like, who you playing with? Like, play with somebody else.
Yeah.
Like,
y'all know what I haven't seen? Watching that ball game. Somebody needs to bring that to the timeline.
But you're right.
Is it the Corona show?
Breezy definitely was stressed in the first half offensively. But baby, she was on Michaela's ass.
But I feel like when Breezy stressed, it's her. She in her head.
For sure. It wasn't nobody else's doing. She that first deep ass Caitlin Clark 3 didn't fall, and she was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Came in swinging their nuts, letting their nuts hang. That damn Malaysia pool Wiley,
baby, every single time,
letting the thing swing.
Wrong.
But the thing is that whoever was guarding HVL was gonna get off, and that's what that's LSU's difference. Y'all brought in HVL thinking y'all was gonna get
Alexis Morris,
and she is simply not cut like that.
Yeah,
I'm sure Alexis will have a tweet and delete soon, but we'll see.
I would like to see it. I ain't even gonna hold you.
I won't see it.
Hey, Diamond girl,
screenshot it.
You gotta cut the top off the Maybach.
Hey, Diamond.
Hey, Diamond.
We need to get y'all.
We got a star in the chat.
Who that? Her defense on Powell was.
We doing all this talking about what happened. The bottom line is this: I told y'all when Haley did that little, like the game was over. The game was not over.
I didn't even see that
before.
Yeah, I missed it.
I told you.
The game was over when they was doing them 2 smalls. And
when did she? Yeah, they did that too early.
It was way too early.
Especially the young freshman girl. She did.
And the baby, she knew. She was like, I didn't think that was gonna go in, but I gotta do it because Angel told me to do it. I can't.
But then she didn't even really do too low. She was thinking about it. She was like, oh no, just 2. I got 2 points. I got 2.
She was uncomfortable.
It's like when when person who don't shoot threes finally make a 3 and they're trying to decide if they want to do this or if they want to do like this. They're like, oh, I don't know, like which one is it?
You're gang banging.
But again, like we said with Camilla though, to be honest and fair, her presence made a difference for them a lot.
Hell, listen, I had to scroll. I got so many memes in my folder. I had to scroll for that one, but I knew it was in there somewhere.
Y'all, I don't care what nobody say. Bree gonna preach a filthy ass sermon about her season this year.
She is, and she deserves it. And I hope she gets an award for it. I don't know what award, but she needs something.
Baby,
what does Zaya say? I need to watch this.
No, Tessa not hurt. She got in for a little bit.
Zaya just basically said, we don't do all that yapping. We handle business. And it's true.
And when the clock is 0, we be talking.
That's right. You play a bitch.
From their freshman year till now, they've really been like that. Like they They don't.
But I think that's culture.
Yeah,
like, because even when they were talking during the Duke game,
That's God.
When Don was like, if I heard them, I will address that. I'll handle it.
That's culture. Don be like, no.
But when your assistant coach is doing it, you can't tell your players not to do it.
Yeah, Zai was on one tonight. She was, I don't know what the fuck y'all thought this was, but let's check the board.
When Chloe hit that motherfucking 3,
baby, I screamed.
I said,
baby, Chloe did some things today I ain't never see her do. Like, there was like a nice layup move she had where she went through 3 people, and it was like I said,
she hit a reverse at one point, right?
Yeah, hit a reverse.
Kim Mulkey said losing to South Carolina the way we did sent a message that we're not going away.
I mean, y'all been ahead the whole time.
I'm so confused.
I mean, we played at our 60% of our level, and
I'd say
still beat y'all by 6. So imagine if he was really
at your place, at the Whiteout,
baby. That was Tubi. We is HBO.
I'm just happy because we got a nice little hole on number 1 in the SEC.
Hold it.
Oh,
huh? Bitch, what was that?
That was Tubi. We is HBO.
HBO, bitch.
Okay, Max. HBO Max.
Right.
They be canceling black programming, but it's not tonight.
You coming through.
Oh,
the missed free throws are South Carolina got to clean those free throws. Honestly, both teams free throws were not.
That was just that was in their heads. Did y'all?
Brother.
She said, "I thought we were gonna lose by 20. I'm gonna go celebrate."
Oh, I told y'all.
Did y'all see how the Hall's flight got delayed so they couldn't come?
Yeah.
And Breezy mama said she was literally crying like in the airport because she wanted to be there, and Breezy told her she was fine. She gonna be okay. That's okay.
And she was fine.
And Mama Fagan, right, was consulting her or something. I love it.
Saying that you thought your team was gonna lose by 20 is kind of wild though. Like that's wild. I don't know whatever.
All I know is we need $17 in NIL on a t-shirt quickly.
That was funny.
Brought up, yo.
Honestly, there's a lot of shirts that South Carolina can make.
Who was that? Let's say that. Hold on.
I want South Carolina to make a "Don't Blink" shirt and make them feel you.
One moment. See what we can do. We put out a little something.
To be fair, this wasn't LSU's best team.
New merch will be coming soon, y'all. Give us a couple weeks.
That story. Y'all
Springtime is here.
There was God in that story. Say that again, Lo. Say that again. There was a word in that story, and I need the saints in the audience to hear that story. But there was some God up in there.
What did I say? Oh, Breezy's parents couldn't make the flight. They had to end up watching it on TV. Breezy mama was crying in the airport, calling Breezy. Breezy said, "I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be fine, mama."
And baby, she started off rocky, baby, because her parents were not in the stands where she thought they would be. But baby, there was a ram.
A ram in the bush.
The ram with blue braids, named Aaliyah Boston.
A ram in the bush.
Blue braids.
And what is a ram? A goat. Hey,
baby. And what, baby?
Y'all hear my sister in the background?
Oh my God.
Y'all better preach up in here tonight.
When you thought I left you alone, I said,
he said, when you only see one pair of footprints, that means I'm carrying you.
Carry! Come on, y'all! Y'all won't shut down! Yes!
I can't jump up because I ain't got no pants on, but I feel it.
Where's that little
call me Marvin Sapp.
Glory be to God.
My God today.
I was paying attention a little bit. Y'all better preach. There's a word.
Let that mask work for you.
There's a word in there for somebody.
Glory. My God, today.
My God.
Oh, hey, Court.
I come to you. Court who?
Woo!
There was a word in there.
I
caught the word.
Who is this S. Diggs? That better not be Skylar.
There's a praise in my heart.
I try. I was listening. Mom,
Kim Burrell got a song. She ain't gonna let none of us sing with her.
No. That's a perfect pitch.
That was a
I thought
word.
you were gonna say that.
He said, "Let the mask, let the mask."
That was,
No.
baby, and what is a goat, baby? I mean, what is a ram, baby? A goat.
Yes, man.
My God. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, we so glad you found. Come, welcome in. You know how they do. They welcome you after the tithes and offering. Welcome. We welcome you once. We welcome you twice. We welcome you three times.
times in the name of Jesus Christ. Come on, somebody.
I'm having some
Fellowship.
So I'm not the little kid staring no more.
Oh my God, we thank you. The door to
They will be up there saying, I hate this church. No, I'm tired of this church.
Somebody said they are back to ask, is Syracuse an ACC sleeper? I don't know if they're a sleeper no more. They not really sleeping no more.
I like them. Wonderful gowns, but I think ACC Vanderbilt.
And I think they're at the top of the ACC
They
right now.
If North Carolina didn't lose tonight, them and North Carolina are tied. But it's still one of those situations.
Y'all, look at Muffin last tweet. Oh, it might not be the last one.
Let me
Joe, the assistant, said that his two bigs were better than our one big, but our one big finished the game with only one foul while his fouled out. He gagged him.
Screaming. I need to find what's the name of. I'll ask y'all after the video.
No, but the gag is that Don's players are conditioned.
I need to find that little podcast.
Yeah, that baby was tired. I saw Angel. Angel wasn't getting back on defense. She was sucking wind. She was tired.
Don said, I just told about Bree. She said, I told her just to stay confident. I told her to read the floor, slow down, take a breath. She's going to be able to do what she wants to do with patience, and she did that. I think she did a great job. She hit some big shots for us, and I told her, don't let that affect your defense. And she had a big block, a big rebound. She was good. Breezy is that girl. Put that in there. I know that's right.
Period. They can't. I know they saying that the reason that they lost Haley, but I don't think that's the reason they lost.
You know they got to find a scapegoat.
Honestly, Haley wasn't.
Well, I mean, maybe.
I can't see that. Haley wasn't bad today. To be honest, like she didn't really get cooked like that.
That child went from cursing at people and damn near fighting in layup lines to being the fifth option and a non-motherfucking factor.
I wonder if she gonna transfer again.
I don't think.
Baby, because
but like I don't.
That daddy was running down them bleachers like she was doing anything.
Another Jones daddy. I don't know if LSU's the place for her to show what she can do. I guess if she wants to be a pro. And this season her draft stock has dropped tremendously. And so I don't know.
I mean, I will say I know a lot of people are gonna run with the whole last year LSU lost the matchup and
won the natty.
Like, woo. Sure. Lightning does not strike twice on the same location. If they win the title this year, yay. But today, and every game before today, they have not prepared themselves to be in games like they were today. So
she has another year. She can because she
graduated a COVID year or something like that.
Get another COVID year. Yeah.
Yeah.
I personally don't believe that they have the roster size, like the depth of talent to make the same run they made last year. Because what LaDeja did for the team last year,
that's true,
is like, because let's not forget, against Utah, against Miami, against every other team they placed, LaDeja ended up being the one taking the harder matchups in terms of post play. When Angel, like, if I'm a coach and my player is not well conditioned, you give me one or two things. You give me the offensive end or the defensive end. And we saw Flau'jae gave me the defensive end. So that means everybody else is the scorers, right? Angel was tired in the first quarter. When Anissa went out, they brought ADR in. Angel has to take on more responsibility. That means she can score more. That's fine. Boo-boo-doo. But that doesn't work against better teams and better competition and depth. And I think that's what we saw today. Is like they don't have enough depth of talent to last them in different situations. Because you're not going to play all these games at home. Especially in the tournament. You're going to be in difficult environments. And for me, this game was called pretty fairly. So how are you prepared to do that?
I would like to see, they got a player on their team, last name Kent. I like to see her more. I think when
her defense is good too.
Yeah, like at the start of the season, she was giving them really good minutes, and then they just like stopped using her. So I don't really know what's that about, but I really thought she could be of value to them.
Damn, somebody said Anissa is going to cook them. Laugh my ass off. South Carolina front court is weak as fuck, man. Somebody retweeted and said, and so here we are. Anissa may have cooked, but we ate. Damn. Damn.
4 + 4?
8. We doing 5 + 3.
Janae Kent, thank you. Janae
No,
Kent,
I don't need nobody stealing our shit.
She could hoop.
Bree, stop sprinting that goddamn stuff.
Well, did we have any WBBs in the game tonight?
No.
Aaliyah came in for a little bit.
There was not a single wide back.
Aaliyah, that's a wide back.
She do have a wide back.
She didn't give wide back.
Yeah.
Okay, she didn't give wide back.
She gave baby there. She gave baby
wide back, no big, just wide.
Okay.
Well,
y'all walked me into it. Have you ever been
Brandon swallowed?
I would. Have you ever been to a point of swallowed up? I want to be swallowed up. Have you ever gotten to a point of swallowing?
Angel found out in 4 minutes and 2 seconds.
Somebody said shots.
Oh, baby, I'm on my 3rd one. Y'all are trying to cut up.
Why y'all take shots? I'll answer this question. Somebody said that LSU recruit Haley Van Lith telling her she would be a point guard or a shooting guard. So Kim Mulkey actually addressed this before, and she said that when Haley Van Lith was on the looking for a new team or whatever, she said she wanted to go somewhere where she could learn to be a point guard because she knew that she needed to have some point guard skills to get to the pros and stuff. And so in a sense, Kim Mulkey promised her that she would help her learn the point guard role and teach her the tools she needs to be a solid point guard. So I don't think the plan was ever for her to be like this amazing point guard because they understood that she wasn't there yet. And the crazy thing is, in knowing that, I feel like they should have gone and got another point guard to help her along the way. But just throwing her out there is...
I think it's okay to be honest and say you're ring chasing. Because let's be the most for real that we can possibly be. Dana Evans played at Louisville and is a point guard. Asia Dirk played at Louisville and was a shooting guard, point guard. That's not a program that doesn't do well with developing point guards. And that's not a program that doesn't have a staff that knows how to coach point guards. So...
But Jeff would not play her at point guard. Jeff was not.
Yeah.
No, she could not play the point guard.
Right.
Let's remember, her and Dana were on the same team together, and she needed to be more of a point guard because Dana was the better scorer.
Yeah.
But Dana ended up having to do both when they were on the same team. And so Haley would be able to get off the strength of Dana. Once Dana left,
right.
She got to basically sit as you, and she thrived in that position as a shooting guard. But as a pro, she needed to work to be a point guard. But I think it's okay to be honest and say, like, LSU just won a title. I like the wave. I want the NIL bag. Like, just say that. But don't lie and say, like, Kim Mulkey's going to make me a point guard because she's not going to do that.
And then it's crazy because I don't even think she really needed to become one. Like, there are small 2 guards in the league. Like, look at KP. I do not want KP to run the 1. She did it in game 4, and she did the best of her abilities to be the point guard. But KP's not a point guard. She's a small 2 guard. She excels.
Renee says if LSU properly uses her players, including the bench, the team would look different, similar to the Natty game. Well, let's talk about it. Can you elaborate, Lene? And we'll talk about it from our perspective.
I think LSU needs a true point guard. I think missing out on Jelani is going to hurt them. Or that's gonna be kind of detrimental for the next couple of years because they missed out on a really good point guard. Unless they could pick up somebody in the portal, which at that point they're probably gonna be ready to graduate. So I think missing out on her it hurts because they really need a point guard. If they had a point guard, I think you could maybe even play a little more people because you got somebody to right the ship, but they don't got no damn point guard. And that's just not. And I would prefer Poa, but in all actuality, Poa's not a great point guard either. To me, she's just a better option. They need a true point guard, and they need Poa to play in Poa is like an X Factor role type girly, like a Bree Bill-esque ish girly. She's not. They got Poa trying to do. I don't know. I don't like it.
They do have Velez on the bench. I haven't seen enough from her because they don't play her, so I don't really know what she can get.
Can we call this a spade? I want to say this.
Okay.
They may want Velez, but Velez and ADR were a package deal. And in order to get ADR, we had to take Velez. Because you cannot tell me at the end of January you've had this young lady since the middle of the summer and she's not worthy of 2 minutes, 3 minutes a game. That's not saying she's going to come in and make a dip, but to give Haley a breather. When Poa came in and stunk it up, they don't really see her in that role. They needed her in order to get ADR.
Yeah, could be.
I don't think, for me personally, like, I think Lo used to talk about this all the time last season, is HBL, Alexis Morris, those are scoring guards. They are not point guards.
Bingo.
Alexis could do what she did because she had the experience of being able to play both positions, right? And she's quick and black.
Athletic, yes.
Okay, and athletic. So she could get by when maybe she wasn't facilitating, or maybe in our minds, it's like, girl, you need to pass the ball. Like, well, I'm gonna get to my spot and I'm gonna make my jumper. I don't care what y'all got going on, or let Angel get the rebound. With HVL, you not cut like that. So HVL can't do what Alexis Morris did and expect Alexis Morris results. So you've got to, as a coach, see that, like, in this matchup, I got to play Poa more. In this matchup, I got to play HVL more. In this matchup, maybe I move Flage or Michaela to the bench for a little bit and let HVL be the 2 so she can get her scoring bad. Like, based on the roster that you have, you've got to know what.
I mean, I think she can make some shake by even sliding Michaela down to the 4, but she gotta work it.
You gotta work your lineup.
She gotta work it. She gotta, but she not. And I
work it. Bang down, flip it, and reverse it. I don't know the rest of the words.
And I keep saying, like, I don't like Mulkey as a woman, never that. But as a coach, Kim knows what she's doing. And these last couple of years, I'm just kind of like, Kim,
I think she's a system coach. Like, I've always said this, similar to Vic Schaefer. I think Mulkey does a better job at, like, adjusting within the system, but Mulkey's whole game plan is I get 2 bigs, 2 of the best.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Even in that, it's before, like, the shit that she let slide, I've never seen Mulkey let slide.
The new age,
yeah.
The age of the NIL.
But she's also when she came to LSU, she had no choice. She had no choice because there was no way that she was going to be able to get people in without, like, being the person she was at Baylor. Because if you watch a Baylor coach team versus how LSU was the first 3 years she's been there, completely different. Completely different.
Oh yeah, I do. Now I don't think she's developing. I think she played it when. I mean, she coached.
Yeah, I mean,
that's still a decent coach in that regard. And I just feel like the stuff, that play that she let Angel run flat, that one-on-one, if it don't matter, Mulkey would have never did no shit like that at Baylor.
Imagine she wouldn't. And Alyssa is more of a guard than Angel is. She didn't even let Alyssa do no shit like that.
Oh no, it was get your ass in the paint. You better do some post moves like we're playing.
Dolores brought up a good point. I hate to shift, but real quick, did y'all see Vic's rant after their game last night?
That man don't take accountability for shit. I can't stand them boots.
And I'd be damn if you're gonna play like that here in Texas.
That motherfucker did his whole ring the alarm ass rant on the fucking I don't like no shit.
Y'all just got beat. It happened.
Acknowledge that. Acknowledge that. And part of the reason y'all got beat is because you don't have a fucking point guard, and that is your fault. We didn't play.
I watched that game, and although Texas energy was kind of down, I don't think that's the reason why they lost. I just think, like you said, they didn't really have a point guard in this game, and I think Texas is going to run into that a lot this year. There's games where they're just going to win off of pure talent, and then there's games where people are going to force them.
That shit ain't gonna work next in the SEC. It will not work over here.
Without a point guard, you gonna struggle sometimes. And like Madison Booker, a great player, like she's going to be a star, but she is not a point guard. And you forcing her to be one because you didn't do your job and maybe put together a team that had a backup one.
And unfortunately, his daughter ain't out there taking them charges.
And you can't keep I can't stand when coaches do the whole that's just not us. Well, they did it. It's y'all. It was in them. Shit, people can't produce shit that's not inside of them. That's just not us. We bootstrap. We play hard. Baby, you did not put your team in the best position to succeed by not having somebody to play point guard after Rory and forcing your best offensive scorer to be the damn point guard all the fucking game and wanting her to shoot. You doing the same shit y'all did when Rory was the only scorer and the only point guard on the team.
They said we giving Kim too much credit. Kim got out coached.
I mean,
yeah, for sure.
But I mean, that's not. I don't think
Tay said LSU was robbed.
Oh, Tay.
Oh God, Tay.
Y'all think she got out coached in this matchup?
Oh, I do.
I don't.
Down the stretch, I do.
The only out coaching that happened was the timeouts.
That's coaching. So yes, she got out coached.
Yeah.
Down the stretch when it mattered. Yeah.
And I think not being able to at one point in the game, their only scores were Morrow, Angel, and Flage, 30 of 41 points. That's coaching. If your entire game plan is predicated upon 2 to 3 players getting their rocks off all game, that's coaching. Because Don ain't got to do nothing against that.
Yeah, and I also feel like when she had it, she should have.
Who's the leader? Angel's the leader on LSU. I think we've kind of talked about this already, but I think Angel's the leader, at least the vocal one. For sure. But I think Lo mentioned it earlier when we first started, and how Angel has to learn how to not let her emotions decide the game for her. She was doing it from the jump. She was in it. And I think sometimes she was doing too much because of how in it she was, instead of just settling down and playing her game.
Wait, Raven didn't get subbed out at all?
Barely.
Nah, she got cussed out during timeout.
I think Raven went to the bench.
She got subbed out in the beginning.
It was quick.
Yeah, they went on a run, and Don brought her back in.
Okay, pause. We got another audience question. Michaela was 5 for 18. She shows up, LSU wins. I love when y'all do this. Okay, because if Michaela shows up, LSU wins. Now let me pull up South Carolina.
Michaela didn't show up against Auburn either, and they lost. So is that a show up problem, or is that maybe freshman? She's still a freshman.
Let me pull this up. Powell was 4 for 12.
Never happens.
If she showed up, does South Carolina win by more points? Briar was 4 for 10. If she is 6 for 12, does South Carolina win by more points? I guess we'll never know.
And I think the same way you could say, I think someone earlier was give Flage her credit for how she defended Pow, which we did. Flage was amazing. I think you got to turn that around and give Breezy her credit for how she defended Michaela. Breezy ain't no hoe. Breezy is South Carolina's best defender. And Michaela, out of respect, drew that assignment. And Breezy was in her ass. Breezy made everything difficult for her. So it wasn't just Michaela had a bad game. Breezy was in her ass.
Same thing.
Let me give y'all this. The South Carolina starters.
What?
Chloe
Oh, I
Kitts
thought you said same thing for Camilla. Never mind.
Chloe Kitts had 14 points. Camilla had 11 points. Bree had 10. Raven had 13. Papa had 12. The bench contributed a total of 16 points.
Somebody said Michaela didn't show up, or did Breezy play great defense?
She played great defense.
I'm saying.
But we knew, but I also think like Breezy's a very good defender. Michaela ain't had nobody probably her size. I mean, she's thicker, but Breezy's long. Great defender. She young. Like, she'll learn eventually, but no. Breezy was in there for that.
And pivoting means not taking 10 fucking threes.
Q said if.
Yeah.
Like, she went 5 for 18. 10 of those misses were from the 10 of those attempts were from the 3-point line. Hell, if she would just shot a motherfucking mid-range shot, you might have been closer.
See, I disagree. Like, yes, Michaela had some good looks and open shots, but I think when you have a player that defends you so well, you start getting in your head. Like, we saw it with Pow Pow. Pow Pow is the number one 3-point shooter in the league, like in the entire NCAA. And Pow Pow missed how many threes today? She was 2 for 7 from the 3-point line. And that's because Flage was in her grill the entire game to where she was second guessing her shots and her looks. So a good defender, even if they ain't there, sometimes is still defending your ass.
And to the bonus point, an open shot is not always the best shot. Bingo.
Sometimes that's why your ass open.
Bingo. Bingo. Yeah. And I think that is fine. Like, you as and that's coaching to me. Like, I can't put that much offensive responsibility on my true freshman guard to take and make 18 shots.
And this is another, how can I say this?
It was a great game for women's basketball.
Yes, an amazing game. I'm glad it was close. I'm glad it was a blowout.
I hope got some good people around her, honey, because to lose that game like that at Auburn with that badass shot, to lose this game and you fouled out, it always some kind of way fall back to her. I hope that baby got some good people.
No.
I hope that baby got some good people around her.
Brandon, give us swallowed one more time.
I would. Have you ever been to a point of swallowing? Hold on, wait. I'm gonna just play the original thing. Hold on.
Swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of swallowing where everything was overwhelming and you
You gotta be swallowed up sometime. It ain't nothing wrong with a little bit of swallowing.
Why would he say that?
Y'all are out of context.
Will LSU rise in the rankings? No.
Unless
if other people lose, maybe. I don't know.
I still. It took me damn near 2-3 damn weeks to move UConn up with all the
Yeah.
I'm not about to let them rise. Shit, I dropped UCLA after they lost.
And they were home. They were home.
And someone also asked, is it selfish for saying you want more sun?
No. Join the club.
I think, and you're seeing
the Lowe's damn train, and that you got to have low knowledge to latch on Lowe's train.
But you're seeing it though. You're seeing more Sanaya, and you're seeing more. And honestly, you're gonna see more during that stretch when they play Missouri and UConn, because I'm assuming Camilo probably won't be in the country during those games. So you're going to see more Sanaya. And I think you are starting to see more Sanaya. You saw a lot of her in today's game. You'll probably see a lot of her in the next game and the game after that, because Dawn said she's making her play her. Like, Sanaya's been hooping in practice and doing what she needs to do. So we're going to see more of her.
I don't think they are insured a 4 seed. I think with the way people are getting their ass kicked every other night, especially in the Pac-12, I think the Pac-12 will end up being one of those teams where they end up beating up on each other so much that they end up hurting themselves.
Yeah.
In terms of seeding, because at one point there were 3 Pac-12 teams as 1 seeds. After UCLA just lost to Utah, USC is kind of trending down at the moment. Colorado is probably the only team right now that's consistent. I don't think we'll see. I think they're a 2 to 3 seed. Hell, maybe a 1 seed.
I think we'll see maybe We'll see one SEC team as a number 1 seed. Obviously, South Carolina is the one that I'm thinking. I think we'll see maybe one Big Ten team, and it'll probably be Iowa. And then I think we'll see maybe 1 or 2 Pac-12 teams. Maybe I'm not super convinced about the ACC being a 1 seed.
It's a no for me.
I don't think any ACC team screams 1 seed to me.
Every SEC game is tough.
Yeah, we play of the South Carolina LSU. We play LSU at LSU, Tennessee at Tennessee, and Tennessee at home. LSU only plays.
And South Carolina got a tough little stretch coming up. They go
their place, and then
can't overlook Vandy on Sunday. Can't have no hangover from tonight.
You got Vandy Sunday, and then you go on the road to a streaking Auburn team. Like you, have to go to Auburn and play, and probably in front of another sold out crowd for Auburn. And Auburn's like feeling good right now in the SEC. They're playing well.
I like that GM Phillips. I personally don't. I would put I feel like Colorado and Kansas State are the 2 that could fall off that line simply because Kansas State will be without Ioka for almost another month, I think.
Mm-hmm. That's what makes me nervous about them.
I thought it was only 3 weeks.
We won't see back until middle of February. So, and they still are going to have to play. I think they play Texas again soon. So they have some. They're not a team that's foolproof. Like anything goes wrong, they can get knocked down. Colorado is an anomaly to me. I think if you can stop their best players from getting their rocks off, you beat them.
Y'all, they're on ESPN now. Over the past since 21, South Carolina in the last 3 seasons have trailed by 11 and have come back to win all of them games. That's LSU, North Carolina, Tennessee, UConn, Kentucky, UCLA, Stanford, LSU, Stanford again, and UConn.
That Stanford and UConn games, I remember like this.
That 18, that's when Henny snapped with them like 7 steals.
Yeah, I was at that game. We were I've never been that lit in my life.
That was her game right back. She had just that was y'all when that hole made that damn 3 right before halftime. I wanted to burn the whole gym down.
Yeah, they couldn't miss nothing. Ohio State's definitely gonna be in the tournament. I don't think they'll be a 1 seed though, but they'll be in the tournament.
Oh, for sure.
I think it's gonna be South Carolina. I do think Iowa's going to be one. I don't see a world where Iowa going to have to lose a lot of games for them to it just gives Iowa's going to be a 1 seed. I don't see a world where they don't pick them as 1. UCLA or Colorado. I think whoever wins the Pac-12 regular season will be the overall 1 seed.
Tay, why do you have to be such a messy bitch?
Where is she?
It's under the highlighted.
Oh.
You really do make me sick.
We don't even want to think about that.
We'll be avoiding that topic for now.
Well,
Brand has South Carolina, Iowa, LSU, Colorado. Y'all really Loden did a big one on y'all with these SEC choices. Quentin said we will be champions.
The Fighting Dejas.
No.
You know what? Stop the stream. Stop it. Turn it off.
Jersey, nothing they do.
Till you do right by me.
Well,
I may be black. I may be poor, but I'm here. Thank God I'm here.
Let's wrap this shit up because he could
wrap it up then.
Oh, Robert, you just throwing names at the damn
Robert
Patterson. Look at the chat.
Oh, okay.
I done said Robert 3 times. Yeah, he crazy.
Thank y'all for rocking with us.
Don't you drag it. Back on Spaces on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Any final thoughts from the people in the audience? We don't want to leave y'all without being
Make sure you like and subscribe.
My final thought, great game for women's basketball. I can't wait to see the numbers of how many people watched because it felt like a lot of people were watching this game. So women's basketball won in the end. So yeah.
Shout out to
TCU
Walk-ons.
Go SEC.
Go South Carolina.
Go Cox, big Cox on top.
Bye.
The biggest.
Wow.